How about that Baldur's Gate, huh? Who fucking who, right? That's who you fucking in Baldur's Gate. I'm fucking Shadowheart.
I'll give
Jesus
you.
Christ,
I'll give
you
you
guys.
fucking.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
I'll give you fucking
Jesus
3
Christ,
guesses.
you guys.
3 guesses? Well,
Yeah.
with 3 guesses, you can eliminate. You can eliminate a lot of the cast with 3 guesses.
All right, Halson and the.
I knew it was okay. I don't know what the okay. Well, I should
my bad.
stated before that I'm only at the beginning of Act 2.
Okay, my bad.
I don't know. Who
Sorry.
The fuck the
Game's been out for almost 60 days. My bad. Spoilers.
Oh yeah. I see someone reading the fucking Odyssey on the bus, and then I tell them the ending, and they get mad at me, and they're like, it's. I'm like, well, it's been out for 2,000 years. Where have you been? Fuck you.
Proximity alert. Vessel approaching. The vessel is hailing.
Space.
Warning. Warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
Why do you hate Data? Why? What did the little
ChatGPT with legs.
Holy shit! We started
Jesus.
Star Trek this shit. Okay, all right. Welcome to Left Trek, your leftist Star Trek podcast. I'm Eric. I'm a silicon-based life form with absolutely no regard for human life, and I'm gonna get these motherfuckers off of my colony. I am joined by Zots.
Hello, everyone. I'm Zots. I am a melted tube that's being passed back and forth through some anomalous radiation that nothing can survive.
and we are once again joined by special guest Nikatine.
Hi, it's me, Nikatine. I am a meat popsicle in the shape of a dog? Question mark? I'm not quite sure what this is, but we're streaming the show live on my Twitch stream right now, and
no one's gonna see any of that. Don't worry.
Nobody's gonna see any of this, but just so that you guys are all aware, Eric is a big doofy bear, and Zots is a horrible-looking gremlin bat, and I think I'm a dog. I think.
Zots
Anyway.
at least looks like a bat. I look like a Rorschach test.
Saying Zots looks like a bat is generous. It's generous to say the least.
Now I gotta go insert the image.
Somebody came in and saw bat right away, so it's fine. It's a fruit bat. You can tell it's a fruit bat.
I can tell it's a fruit bat. I look at you and I think fruit bat immediately.
I think I accidentally gave you Rocco's Modern Life teeth.
I was trying to place where Zots reminds me from.
I gave you Rocco teeth.
Many teeth. I have so many teeth.
Way too many teeth.
All of these teeth.
Bats have smaller teeth because they're smaller animals, but the fruit bats are big animals, so they have a lot of teeth because they're bats.
You just have squiggles. You could have just given him fangs.
No, I didn't want to, because I think it looks better this way. I didn't give him like a talking animation either. It's just whenever Eric's mic opens, it just the bear looks like it's going.
I'm calling for a mulligan.
Sorry, Eric. I used the one mulligan that was given to Left Trek to make my eyes blink out of sync. So you're stuck.
I'm very jealous of the non-synchronous blinking. That's
It's so good, dude. Oh, it's so good.
God, my face hurts. My face hurts.
According to my notes, this episode is called "The Incense of Command." So
Yes. Yes.
Kind of bolded it in my notes so that I can actually like find it when I when I'm scrolling down. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look at the IMDb trivia at some point. Oh well, Nika, you got us covered for IMDb trivia.
Oh, you know I do.
Thank Christ. Okay, all right.
It's my one job here.
Episode starts. How does it start? Well, actually, I've got a take. I'm anticipating. First of all, actually, real quick, some business. So I don't know if I've already stated it, but I was out for 3 weeks. My partner got top surgery, and as you may have noticed, dear Left Trek fans, we haven't uploaded in a while. That's going to mean that this episode is going to be absolutely tanked in the algorithm, both because it's a Nikatine episode, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
And then also because we haven't uploaded 3 weeks. So I'm going to do my only time at the beginning of the episode ask that you like and comment and subscribe if you're not, but like and comment please. It does so much for a channel, the liking and commenting, especially one of ours. Like, you get some asshole with like 100,000 views and he's asking to like and comment. Yeah, he helps, but it's like voting. If there's only 2 people voting, your vote's a lot, and so you're only like 1 to 300 people, dear Left Trek fans. So your vote counts almost as much as someone from, I don't know, like North Dakota. Can you imagine having the political power of anyone living in North Dakota? Sounds pretty appealing, right?
It sounds like Left Trek viewers are going to go mad with power.
Well, and if you manage to share the episode, you don't even understand.
That's too much. We wouldn't have
let's pull it back a little bit, Zod.
You don't even understand.
Yeah, we don't. Well, I'm kind of cutting that.
Hi.
Our guests are very generous. Thank you, Do Not Eat, for giving us our highest viewed Left Trek episode of all time.
Yeah, my favorite comment on the Do Not Eat one was just like, "Do not eat." As confused as I was when I sat down to record the episode.
Oh yeah, Zotz gets no warning when I bring. My guest selection process is an entirely like internal divine process. It's a spiritual journey, and Zotz has almost no idea who he's going to be sitting down with any given week.
You know what? No, kudos to you for rounding up somebody I've never like interacted with before. That was neat.
Nice.
That was
it is officially our highest viewed episode. I thought
it would have been really cool. It would have been really cool to meet Do Not Eat. It's not like I'm super interested in like in infrastructure or city skylines.
He was enthusiastic.
It's not like it would have been the most amazing moment for me. That's fine. It's not like I've been a Do Not Eat fan for years.
I talked to him about this. I've been a Do Not. I hardly even play City Skylines. I've been a Do Not Eat fan since his video about like talking about the industry's expansion randomly showed up, and the only reason I watched it is because I just watch random videos of people complaining about shit.
I was a devout follower of the Franklin series. Good Lord, I've seen that series. I've showed it to so many people. I'm like a huge Do Not Eat fan. God damn!
Me too.
I love that fucking turtle. That was so good.
I even watched the Alan Fisher content with Do Not Eat, where they do like little crossover episodes.
Who the fuck is Alan Fisher?
God, see? You see what I mean? God damn it!
Well, they want to come on for another one, so maybe we could...
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
We'll make sure Nick is there.
Left Trek featuring city skylines. That's what it'll be.
Left Trek City Skyline. Oh wait, no, I can't ask that. Never mind.
It would just be just task Nika and what's his name? What does he actually like to be called? I forgot the fuck his name.
Who?
Do Not Eat. You knew his
Wait,
name.
his real name is Justin. Is that what you mean?
Justin. Yeah. Just it's just Nika and Justin trying to recreate.
His name is Justin Rosniak. Come on, you guys. Like, you're not even fans.
Wait, that's Justin Rosniak? I thought Justin Rosniak was someone else.
Nika's eyes are literally going to pop off.
I'm leaving. I'm done.
Rosniak sounds like a great name for like an A-list celebrity, so I just assumed that Justin Rosniak was an A-list celebrity. Oh, Justin Rosniak, yeah, he was a big writer on like a C-list celebrity.
You're gonna come back. We're gonna do this again, and your bear's gonna look shittier, Eric.
Justin Rosniak, that guy.
You thought this bear was?
Yeah, you do that really easily if you just like putting a little blur over it. I think that'd go a long way.
The eyes are gonna be lower.
Let's do like a mosaic, just pixelate it entirely. I think that'd be great. All right, let's get into the fucking episode. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm doing. We start out in 10 forward, sounding like a noisy concert hall, and holy shit, is that O'Brien on the, forgive me, cello?
Cello. It's the cello,
It
yeah. And it says a lot. It says a lot about O'Brien that he's a goddamn cello player.
What does it say about O'Brien that he's a cello player?
It says that everybody in this string quartet said, the violin part is the most interesting and difficult part in this arrangement. Let's give it to the robot and we'll just sit back and play the easy stuff. O'Brien.
Was there not anyone else playing? What are the four instruments?
There was a Vulcan on viola. And there was some other lady also on viola. Or maybe the Vulcan was on a violin too. But either way, Data was the first chair violin. And they gave like the most interesting part, to the ChatGPT with legs.
Now I'm gonna defend Data from accusations of being ChatGPT because I think it gives far more credence to ChatGPT than it deserves.
Yeah, I gotta say, I thought it was kind of funny that like Data walks on board and like Picard and the Doctor Dr. Crusher, who we haven't seen, just comes back now. Showed up for Data's.
Oh yeah, you weren't around for the last episode. I forgot I did that with
Wait, this isn't the first episode of the third season?
No, this is the second episode of the third season. Remember, I had to do an episode without you because you were like,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was messaging like everyone trying to get like a third guest on really short notice. I
was eating delicious food in Chicago. I apologize.
No, that's totally fun.
And watching.
Me and Elliot had a
wrestling.
great time. Me and Elliot, we go way back. We're the E team.
But yeah, just Crusher comes back to see Data's
Crusher's back from
recorder recital
on at Starfleet Medical as the head of Starfleet Medical, which they retconned. It's like we talked about it in the last episode, but it's like Anthony Fauci retiring from his post to become like I don't know, like a local Kaiser branch middle manager or something. It's very strange, but I mean, hey, they probably just assumed she was never coming back because they sexually harassed her like dozens of times. I assume, allegedly. I'm alleging it. Data comes up to Picard and Crusher. They're like, "Hey, you should go to like a later performance because I suck. I'm really bad at the violin." Picard's like, maybe you shouldn't lead with that. It's kind of bad for everyone in the situation. Like, just says you.
No self-deprecate. Okay, no self-deprecation. Okay,
yeah,
Data, you gotta believe in yourself.
Be kind.
He goes further than that. He says, "Hey, don't tell people that don't let people smell weakness." He says, don't let people, because then they're not going to respect you, Data. Don't let people smell weakness. And this is important because later Data commits acts of aggravated assault. So this is a very important setup for Data's unhinged maniacal twist at the end.
What are you talking about?
Rampage.
That was valid.
Data becomes the human doomslayer.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish. I fucking wish.
Data starts ripping through a colony of 15,000 people with his hand. That's super.
Be the coolest thing Data ever did, honestly.
It would have been fucking
It goes
great.
into like a really
He
high
just
quality animation. It's like cyberpunk. He's activating the Sanda Vista or whatever the fuck it's called. He just rips someone's throat out.
Grabs the
He looks
village.
down on the leader of the colony and he's like, "You're a fuckable pile of meat."
It just,
Jesus Christ.
I just imagine him scruffy the fucking
That's
the
a quote.
mayor
That's a
or
quote from
whatever.
Cyberpunk. I just want to be clear. That's a quote from Cyberpunk. I'm quoting Cyberpunk. Okay, there.
Yeah, got it up. Yeah, I just imagine him just like to prove the point. Instead of doing what he did, he just buries the dude's face under the water.
Yeah.
Look at how fragile you are.
You like water? Here's your water.
Your grandpa died for this.
I imagine he would be super calm about it. He'd just be like, water is comprised of several different molecules, each of which contain a blah blah blah. The guy's like drowning, you know. He's like waterboarding the guy, and he's like describing the elements of water.
talking about how much liquid the human lungs can hold, like as he's going through it.
I recall that your grandfather died on this mountain. How about you also die on this mountain? He just throws him into the distance. He travels like a mile through the air.
The human body can withstand approximately 45 psi per square inch. As he's like launching somebody off.
4,000. just chucks him, like grabs him by the crotch, supports him by the torso, and just launches him. His body breaks the speed of sound as he travels towards that.
Honestly,
mountain.
completely warranted. Okay,
Have you guys
that's what I say.
Have you guys ever read the Mirror Universe comics for TNG?
Oh no! I think you've mentioned like.
Oh my God, dude!
It's like they make Data into like what's
He's like half Borg. He's like because they conquer the Borg. The Federation like conquers the Borg, and Picard. He's like Picard's pet. Everybody
is the good universe is what.
Everybody talks about Picard like he has a pet robot, and his pet robot is Data, and everybody around him is like is the Mirror Universe. So everybody's kind of shitty, right? Except for Data, who's exactly the same.
Oh.
He just has like a ton of Borg stuff all over him. So whenever people ask him to do stuff, he's just like, huh, okay, because he's Data and doesn't know any better.
Oh, I see.
But he's got like a whole like gun arm that's like all Borg inspired. He's got like a monocle, like a Borg monocle.
Yeah, I remembered him. I don't remember the creature's name, but the RoboCop prototype. What the fuck's that thing called? Oh no, it's not the prototype. It's the one they make after him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Insert a picture here. Where the fuck were we? Oh yeah, Data's playing Vivaldi.
He's playing Mozart. It's Mozart.
He is?
Kleine Nachtmusik. It's the first movement. It's Allegro.
Oh, I thought that was Vivaldi Spring. I fucked up.
It sounded sort of like Vivaldi Spring, but it's the first movement of Ein Kleine Nachtmusik.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And then Picard
I'm
gets
doing
up.
it. There's human. So he starts playing. He's like, oh, don't come to my show. It's gonna suck. And Picard's like, you do your best. It'll be fine. Data starts playing. Picard gets a call and immediately leaves. And Data's so distraught. He's like, stop playing. He's like staring at Picard. Vulcan has to like nudge him to keep going. It's great.
He just the look of like just why did my dad leave? Like just like I know I'm bad at this, but oh my god, it's just
his
genuinely
drama.
upset.
The second chair violin has to like nudge him, and be like, "Look at the movie." He's like, "Oh, sorry," and goes back to playing.
The situation is that there's humans on some kind of planet that belongs to some creatures called the Shiliak and a treaty.
They can't eat gluten.
I'm well aware.
I love them.
We all love them. She's like, oh, there's humans on this planet, but there can't possibly be because of some sort of horrible radiation. But they know it's true because the Shiliak, they're fake friends. They don't talk to you. They don't message you until you message them. And it's been 100 years and they have not messaged the Federation. there's such awful radiation over on this fucking planet that I didn't get to my point in that last sentence. They wouldn't if there wasn't humans on the planet and they weren't sure about it, they probably wouldn't have contacted the Federation. But yeah, there's such awful radiation. They can't use the transporters. They can't use their phasers. It's unclear how the people are still alive. But since the planet belongs to the Shellyak, they assume some humans probably crashed down there. We're gonna have to go rescue them or something. The Shellyak are just gonna kill them if we don't. But Data's apparently unaffected by the radiation, and so he makes immediate contact with the two scouts after landing at a shuttlecraft. They're like a group of humans. They've been there for at least long enough to produce great grandparents as grown adults. So I don't know, what's that like? 60 years. They've been there for a while. And now there's 15,000 of them. I don't know. I
thought it was like 90 years. Didn't they say 90 years?
I did not recall the time, but I will fully believe that.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're there because their colony ship super drifted off course, and holy shit, now there's 15,000 of them. The Enterprise can't just take them away. They were expecting the survivors of the crash, and the transporters don't work. They don't have the time. They only got 2 days. The Shellyak are going to come and kill these fucking people.
Yeah, all these humans just immunity to radiation, because if you just expose yourself to radiation like snake venom,
they figured it out. They figured it out. They figured it out.
Build up an immunity.
They figured it out.
You build it.
They figured it out. It's the future. They figured it out.
Herd immunity to.
First of all, we don't know what.
It's really cool that these lone humans out in the middle of nowhere figured it out, but the Federation can't seem to figure it out because they have to send data instead of literally anyone else with any amount of riz. They send the rizless robot down to the surface to convince these people.
Data's got riz.
Fully functional. He's fully functional.
Data fully has riz, as we will see later in the system. So Data comes down and opens terms with the leaders, hey, your planet belongs to someone else. You got to leave. And the guy's like, this is our home. I don't even see anyone else here. Data's like,
he meets those two guys. There's two guys who come to meet him, and they both look like the kind of kids who are out here trying to throw rocks at trains. They are grown adults. They do, and then Data's talking with their leader, and he's like, the Shellaks can exterminate them, but they have a poor sense of understanding how they would what the stakes are in this situation, that the ship is gonna just bomb them from orbit. But hey, whatever. The guy says he's not leaving, and everyone kind of dismisses. Some woman whips a pipe at Data's head as fast as she can, and Data spins around and catches it like Spider-Man. Apparently she's a cyberneticist of some sort, and he talks to Data. It's a very funny scene where she's like, are you this? How's your positronic network? Blah, blah, blah. I've got a million questions. And the Data's like, I have no time. I don't have time for a million questions. And the comment, it's a funny line, and the comment just passes without having, without the drawn out thing of her going, no, it's a hyperbole, you see. And Data has to scan his data banks to figure out what a hyperbole is, and so we don't get that. It's good writing. I like it. It wouldn't be that hard to get them all off and onto the Enterprise, though. It might be kind of a tight fit. So they're like, okay, well, our transporters don't work. Geordi and O'Brien, I need you to do the impossible. I need you to make the transporters work. Don't tell me it's impossible. And Geordi's opening his mouth, and Picard's like, no, don't tell me it's impossible. Go do it. Go
smacks his glasses off. Smacks his glasses off. What did I sell you?
It took more than 300 dignitaries to negotiate the treaty with the celiac weirdos, and they're really cool. I guess we got to describe them. They look like
do they look familiar?
Sort of form.
Do they look familiar to you? Do you know why? Do you know why they look? Do you know why they look familiar?
Facts, hit me.
This was time for Nikatine's fun facts. It turns out that the costume for the Shellyak, it's the same costume that Tasha Yar got a little too close to. It's
What?
the same. It's the same one.
It's
the
Ermac or whatever his name is.
Yeah. It's
Ermac from Mortal
it's
Kombat.
Armus. That's his name. From Skin of Evil.
Well, son of a bitch, he does look like. I already forgot the name.
His name's Armus. Yeah, it's Armus. Yeah.
So they're like, these people, these they look kind of sleek, but they look more dry. I don't know if they're like silicon, if that was ever litigated, but they're pretty cool. I like them a lot. They're very corporatist. Picard has to call them and tries to do his cool Picard speeches to them, and they're just like, Federation illegality is not our concern, and they hang up on him in the middle of his Picard speech. The people on this planet are racist against the androids because, like, everyone's just racist in the future. It's super cool. The only one that believes that Data is this lady, and it's only because she has some sort of, like, machine fucking fetish. And Data glances at her, like, robot boyfriend that she attempted to make, just sitting in the background.
It's just a busted down Sibian machine in the corner.
Jesus Christ. You know what a Sibian is, Zods.
I don't know what a Sibian is.
Wait, what do you... Listen, this is Left Trek. We don't have time to get into my degeneracy, okay?
Good Lord.
Eric's mom listens to this, okay?
Everyone, I'm sure, including my
Hi,
mom,
Eric's
knows what a
mom.
Sibian is. Everyone knows what a Sibian is. I shouldn't have said that she actually watches the show. Now she's gonna get a lot of
Hi, Eric's mom.
that I don't want. You know what? I'm cutting all these. I re-listened to the episode. I'm cutting all of those.
That means it's not getting cut. Don't worry.
Hey, don't. Well, maybe. So cut down to the little fun scene. Jordy and Brian are trying to, and O'Brien, the cello player, are trying to figure out how to do a transporter, and they beam down like a little barrel, and they beam it back up in the same barrel, and it's just a smoking, melted heap. Jordy picks it up. It's like a lava rock on the transporter. And Riker's like, "What the fuck is that?" And Jordy's like, "It's our first attempt." And Wesley's in the background. I don't think Wesley gets a line, mercifully. Thank God.
At all.
We get the implication. He's helping out though. Don't worry. He got paid extra fees for that day. Well, I don't know. It's like the 1980s, and also Will Wheaton's only like 12 years old, so they probably only had to pay him like $10 to be on set with his parents' permission. So the leader back down on the planet. I'm going hoarse. All that hot chocolate was for nothing. I should have been singing earlier. I didn't think about it.
You're not a horse. You're a bear.
Hey. The leader is trying to like wax philosophic and be cool and about like he's talking about the goodness of water and like what it means to them. So apparently these are like a group of like Shinto pilgrims, but so that's cool. But man, whatever. Data keeps telling him no, the celiac will remove him, and they keep thinking that like they're gonna be able to fight him. And I feel like Data probably should have let them know that like no, they have like a spaceship and they can target the planet with that spaceship, so they don't have a lot to fear from you guys down on your planet with your fucking pipes that you wing at people. Picard finds out like, oh no, it's gonna take 3 weeks to get transports here. They can accommodate this amount of people, but the shell are gonna be here in 2 days. What's that mean? We gotta go intercept the Shellyak ship. Data's talking to Riker, and he's kind of doing a shitty job convincing these people to leave. And he asks Riker, like, how violent is the Shellyak are they going to be if I fail? And Riker's like, the treaty is literally the only thing that kept them from exterminating this colony. Like, I exterminated a colony of mold in my basement with, like, 50% bleach, 25% ammonia, 25% rubbing alcohol.
Oddly specific.
I don't do that. That's mustard gas, and also rubbing alcohol. I don't know what that would do.
And also napalm.
It's just. I don't think it would actually, and I don't think it actually gets rid of mold. But yeah, the point is.
Oh, it gets rid of mold. All right. It gets rid of a lot of things. And so the treaty's the only thing that's keeping them from exterminating them. Indeed, is like. That's a lot of little funny lines. I like it.
He's like, yeah, you're damn right.
Like literally. The lady comes up and she starts making out with Data, and my observation is that my observation previously that she was a machine fetishist was more spot on than I intended at that point.
Oh yeah.
She tells him to like maybe try to use reverse psychology and hey, maybe people will listen. Picard comes down to see how they're doing in the transporter room, and it's like, hey, look at this burnt ass tube. Jordan, and there's like a dozen more tubes in the background just waiting to be melted. And a lot of funny little scenes in this one. Whoever did the screenplay for this one, I kudos. I like it a lot. And yeah, Picard just comes down and is like, how you doing? And Jordan's like, about how you expect. Picard's just like, splendid, carry on, and just leaves. There's a town meeting going on. Data uses some debate bro tactics to get a platform.
Oh God, I fucking hate that. I hate it so much. His line of like, are your ideas not good enough to stand up to debate?
That was funny.
You just gotta defeat him in the marketplace of ideas, you guys.
That was genuinely funny and has like a lot of like, there's a lot more like flavor to a sentence like that for us than there is to a lot of other people. But
in the marketplace of ideas, I would 1000% have sided with the colonists, by the way.
Yeah. So Data kind of geniusly like gives this very good speech about them like dying for honor and their children all dying for a worthy cause. And I thought it was very funny because I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Like the perfect rhetorical.
He taps the kid on the shoulder.
No, it is the absolute perfect rhetorical opposite of like the Braveheart speech. It's a demotivational speech. It's great. I love it. It's a demotivational speech acting as like a Braveheart speech. This
is like in a TTRPG when you roll like a natural 1 on like your charismatic battle speech, but you fail so hard that it like wraps around horseshoe theory style all the way back around to being really effective, but in like the opposite way. You know?
Yeah. He's like, I commend your bravery despite your inevitable death. Know that you and your lovely children will die here, their corpses rotted for all time, but fear not, for I will remember you all because I remember everything. I love it. It's so good.
He goes, don't worry, you'll all be remembered in death. And somebody pipes up, they're like, no, we won't. No one's gonna be around after we're dead. And Data's like, oh, that's right. No one will remember your sacrifice.
Yeah, that kind of like diminished it for me because Data would remember. He should have said that, but it was effective. A lot of people seem to be pretty convinced by this, and they kind of debate like, oh, whether or not they're capable of fighting back. It's like Data should probably inform them exactly like the reasons why it's hopeless, but maybe Data doesn't realize that's what's going on. Well, whatever. That's my headcanon because I like the episode, so I'm gonna forgive
Data still can't comprehend like why they're denying his initial logic of like, hey, you're gonna be glassed, and they're just like, yeah, well, I can take it.
But he doesn't say that they're glassed. He just says this like, you will all be defeated, you have no chance, and they're like, I think we do have a chance actually. It's like, okay, cool. Like it's not like it's not like putting like your kid as odds up against like Mike Tyson, where like there is within the realm of possibility, within an infinite universe, within infinite simulations, there is a chance that your like toddler. How old are toddlers?
It doesn't matter.
You beat Mike Tyson, but like that your kid beats Mike Tyson, but
Mike Tyson will cave my chest.
0% chance that they beat the Shellyak era. So they don't really understand, and maybe Data doesn't understand that they didn't understand, whatever. It's not important. So yeah, the leader does his little Braveheart speech, and he's like, here we stand, and Data's like, here you die. He just kind of says that to himself. It's for his own pleasure. No one's listening to him at that point, so whatever. There's two sensible people that he met when he first came down, and they're like, hey, we'd like to hear more about this whole like imminent genociding thing. Let's set up a meeting. Back on the ship, Troy posits to Picard a kind of like early Darmok conundrum, and that's a sentence for the Trekkies out there. And he indicates how difficult it is to end up communicating. Don't you me? Communicating with the Sheliak, and how different they are, by highlighting even the difference between like each other beings that are biologically and like culturally very similar, between like the Betazoid and the human, to the point where even basic descriptions of clear objects are not straightforward in familiar conversation. It's like, okay.
I just like, because like this whole episode is like themed, well, I don't know what the fuck it is, but like, once again, my reading from not having like Star Trek blinders on is like, this is a whole thing like colonizing, right? And so like when Troy is talking about how like, just the fact that two different species, little races, can talk to each other is like mind-boggling, right? And it just like reminded me of like the whole thing of like, like Yucatan, right?
I want to be clear that they at no point talk about races in this. There's
whatever the fuck she says.
I just want to make that clear just real quick.
Whatever the fuck she says. It's just like that whole thing of like, like settlers coming in and just being like, oh, where are we? And people are like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. And they're like, oh, this place is called I don't know what the fuck we're saying. Oh, that's interesting. It's just like
I firmly disagree with your woke scolding.
Okay, all right, yeah, I guess that's fine.
Mom.
She doesn't know what woke scolding means, or that I'm using irony right now. I'm kind of concerned. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah, so they prepare for so the previous scene, they're preparing for a little confrontation with the Sheliak. They use the treaty to set up a little meeting. Picard's going to go over to their ship, back down to the planet. Data's talking to them about like, the specific conditions of Federation involvement within like their culture, and they're like, no, we're isolationists. And Data's like, okay, we can accommodate isolationists, xenophobes, don't worry about it. Their leader, Gohan, shows up to their resistance meeting, and he starts shit-talking Data while sneaking a cattle prod up his sleeve. Apparently, Data's reflexes aren't that great, because the motherfucker cattle prods Data to death, and everyone's just like, well, I guess the thing. They go over to the other ship, the Sheliak ship, and they're like, Picard's like, can I get a little flexibility, weirdos, weird little smooth rock guys? I don't know, I can't really see you. You don't have good lighting on this ship. It wouldn't interfere with you. Just let us have some time. And then Sheliak just like, Picard, you want time? We'll save you some time. We will annihilate the colony. And Picard goes into another Picard speech, but they just transport him back onto their bridge.
Honestly, baller. Like, just fucking
100%.
Great
also,
move.
Can we talk about the fact that the Sheliak absolutely look so like they sound like on audio, they sound like terrifying. They sound very intimidating and scary. It's like they're like the person on like your Zoom call at work, who you've only ever heard on Zoom, and they sound like terrifying, but then you look at them on screen on webcam one day and you realize, you just look like a big baby. You look like a fat baby.
I think they still look pretty intimidating as like they
look like goopy little guys. They're goopy little guys.
Well, goopy little guys can do a lot to
little goopy little guys.
Like if you round a corner and you see anything that you don't expect there, but if you see a Sheliak there, you're in for some unique trouble. But they're well within their rights to do genocide. So the android fetishist, she revives Data back on the planet and says, perhaps actions speak louder than words. Data goes, I've activated my bloodlust program. I am no longer Data. I want power. He's gonna fix a phaser by using his neural processors.
He was just fucking attacked. Like, I was like, he should have gotten up and just been like, hold on, just let me end this actually quicker.
He tells her to tell Mr. Leaderman that he's gonna come to their plumbing station and destroy the aqueduct. She's like, he's trying to stop you, and Data's like, I sure hope he does.
Yeah, I hope he does.
The Enterprise and the
Wish a
Shellyak
motherfucker would.
they go nose to nose, and Picard's ordered them to match every move the ship makes. Clearly, obviously, Picard is not going to allow them to exterminate this colony, regardless of their fucking treaty, which give rare Federation treaty W there. The Shellyak ship is pauses to their defiance, and Picard's like, give me a printout of this fucking treaty. We're gonna skim. We're gonna do a little skimming. Let's get everyone on the ship to skim through the treaty, see if they can find any ways out of this situation. And back on the planet, there's some minor defenses there to stop Data. A couple people are standing in front of like the water pump, and Data just fucking wipes them out. Bang, 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 bang. They're gone. He shouts to the leader and informs the crowd that this was the stun setting, and he presses the blue button on his phaser. This is not the stun setting, and he beams the fucking water in such a way that the water starts glowing red, and we start to chain reaction where we cut back to the matte painting for this planet, which has like an aqueduct going up a big ass mountain, and somehow the entire aqueduct all the way up the mountain is just like exploding piece by piece. I don't know what the fuck a phaser did to this water, but it's pretty terrifying. And so the leader, Data gives a speech and finally informs them of exactly how fucked they are. It's like, oh, they won't even give you a target. They'll obliterate you from orbit. It's like, you will die never having seen the face of your killers. It's like, there you go, Data. That's what you should have started with. Come on.
But they wouldn't have believed him anyways.
Well, I think if you gave them some more like concrete understanding of the stakes, then they would. But that's headcanon, because that didn't happen. But I think if this were to go on realistically, that's, I think,
the guy couldn't shut up about his fucking prospector granddad.
Yeah, but fucking, like, I mean, people are more willing to hear you out when you actually like explain what's happening.
Don't you tread on me.
Okay,
my family came from here. Don't you tread.
Because
tread on me. No steppy on this snake.
Don't you step me! No, step me off
like, if someone comes to my house and tells me that like, hey, someone's gonna show up tomorrow and they're gonna like fuck you up, and I'll be like, okay, whatever, I'll fuck them up, you know, and then
set phasers to destroy aqueduct.
And then I wake up in the morning and I just glance outside in the last like frame before like a predator missile like strikes my house. Then I would have appreciated some more context to the way in which someone's gonna fuck me up, you know. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, the leader's much more rational now and communicating with Data, and he's kind of shocked to himself. He's like, I can't believe I was gonna die for some fucking water. And Data's like, well, things are things, not people. The things can be replaced, lives cannot. It sounded better in the show. I'm paraphrasing. So back on the bridge, everyone's going over the treaty, and Worf's just like, this is bullshit.
Goes into just starts singing Depeche Mode.
See, Personal Jesus? That's the only Depeche Mode song.
People are people? Never mind.
No, I prefer he's like solemnly looking at the aqueduct, and he just goes bum, 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 bum.
Speakers come out of his chest.
You know, Jesus,
Anyway, I'm sure there's an AMV we can get you.
Oh yeah. So back on the bridge, so everyone's going over the treaty. Worf's like, this is fucking bullshit. This is hopeless. Picard's like, there we go, got it. And he gets his little pad. He hails the fucking Sheliak. He's like, we in terms of this treaty subsection, blah blah blah. We are going to name a third party. A third party arbitrator for this dispute, and the Sheliak, who, you know, they're corpo, so they know the treaty. They're like, okay, granted, yeah, that's fine. I name this species that's in hibernation. And they're not going to be out of hibernation for 6 months, so we can settle our dispute then. And the guy's like, what? No, you can't just do that. And Picard's like, okay, well, I declare this treaty in abeyance. Boom, cuts off the thing. Riker's like, that felt good. And Picard's like, you're damn right it did. And a few seconds, a little pregnant pause. The Sheliak starts hailing again, and Picard just walks. He struts along the bridge. It's a great
picking like a dust off the wall or something.
Yeah, he goes up to the little USS Enterprise plaque, and he's like, he inspects it. It's like, oh yeah, well polished. And he comes back. He just like just some little stretches, like, okay, on screen. and they're like, well, fine, we'll give you your fucking 3 weeks, fuck you. And then they go away.
I like the line at the end where like Riker's like, Captain, you seem like you enjoyed it. He's like, you goddamn right I did. Yeah,
I'll insert that clip. I fucking love that shit. So yeah, that's a little loophole. It's cool. It's this is the real Star Trek thing. I like it. So they're back on the bridge. Like, presumably Geordi was listening, and he comes on after they hang up, and he tells Picard, all right, we can modify the transporters, we can get all these people off. We're gonna need 100 researchers, and we're gonna need about 15 years, but I think it is hypothetically possible. And Picard's like, I'll be fine, Geordi, thank you. So come back down onto the planet. Data's having a little farewell scene with the sex bot engineer. She's like, so you don't have any like feelings for me at all? Like, it's not even possible, right? And Data gives her a little kiss. Is like, you appear to have needed that, because she's trying to figure out how to swing this into a quickie, but like she can't really navigate this social situation, so Data just leaves.
Hi, Eric's mom.
You know, I'm just not thinking. I'm just not gonna think about that. Stop trying to degrade the podcast by reminding me my mom sometimes listens to it. Listen. So Picard's in his room. He's shut all alone. He's listening to some classical music, but apparently, it's Data's rendition. It's Data's performance at the concert hall. It's a performance that Picard missed earlier. Picard, it's just a Data that like, I can hear some of your emotions. So your personality in this. And Data's like, Picard, I don't have emotions. And Picard's like, Data, listen, you're alive. You're not a large language model. You're a being. You're a living being. You're not ChatGPT, Data.
Daddy's proud of you.
You can be creative. You understand what's happening around you. You're not just like a composite of human language formed from Reddit.
Well,
and Data's like, I feel a little bit better than that. Scene ends. Wow, I can really sense a lot of thoughts. Nika, go right ahead.
ChatGPT with legs. Data's ChatGPT with legs.
No, he's not.
I wanted to talk a little bit about. Did you guys? Zotz, this is a question for Zotz. Zotz, have you seen a little old movie called Star Trek 3: Search for Spock?
No way Zotz has seen Search for Spock. I'm perfectly comfortable answering for Zotz here. No fucking way.
Have you seen Star Trek Search for Spock?
That is true. I have not.
Maybe?
Yeah, what?
I know what happens in Search for Spock. I don't remember if I've actually seen it.
The Sheliak ship is from Search for Spock.
Oh!
It's the same. It's the merchant ship from.
Picking that up. I thought you were just.
Yeah. I wasn't just making fun of Zotz.
Nika, even if I had seen it, I would not have remembered that.
I got another fun fact for you guys. Did you guys know that this episode owes a lot to old John Quincy Adams?
Oh shit!
That sucks. Why?
That's pretty interesting.
They're gonna make me
because Ensigns of Command it's from a poem. It's from a John Quincy Adams poem. It's the wants of men. And in the context of the poem, an ensign means like a flag or a symbol. It's not a Starfleet like rank, you know?
Yeah. What's the poem about?
That's called The Wants of Man. I don't know. Do you want me to find it?
No, I don't want to.
Here, I'll find it. Here, no. It's okay. I'll find it. Okay. No, don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it.
I like
this one's for Zotz's. This one's for Eric's. Oh God, I was gonna say this one's for Eric's mom, but this thing is it's so long.
Thank God.
This poem is outrageously long.
Good old windbag fucking John Adams and your bullshit writing.
Here's the quote from it, though, is I want the seals of power in place, the ensigns of command charged by the people's unbought grace to rule my native land.
Sick. Wow. Cool. Love you, John Adams. Fuck it. I hate John Adams.
Oh my
John
God,
Adams,
I was thinking of Quincy Jones. I was so confused.
What?
I'm also confused.
That would have been that's a confusing thing to think.
Never mind.
Is it because they're both Quincy's in both their names?
Yeah. Fucking Quincy. Never mind. Just fucking moving on.
Do you guys remember when I said that the Shellyak is the same thing as Armis from The Skin of Evil? It turns out it's actually the same voice actor too. It's the same costume, but it's the same voice actor.
Tell me, is that voice actor still alive?
I
got a project.
He died in '99. His name's Mark McChesney, and he's most well known. He basically just did Star Trek. He did one other thing called Girls' Night Out like 8 years before Star Trek, and that's all he did. That's his whole IMDb credit. It begins and ends as in Star Trek.
Eric, go find his future Eric. Go find his cameo in what was it called?
It's Girls' Night Out.
Girls' Night Out. Go find his cameo.
Maniac.
What was the name of the dude who like
play it? Go find it. Play it. Get a clip. Play it here, Eric. I'm counting on you.
Now, all you good people, catch some sleep for the hunt tonight.
Someone's chasing me.
Yeah, it was me.
What?
What was the name of the dude? I know he's like he's done like actual acting like elsewhere, like not just like in movies. No, the fucking he was like one of the fucking fucking colonists. No, not Quincy Jones. He was one of the colonists. Yeah,
I didn't recognize any of these people.
He kind of looks like a Wish version of Phil Hartman, like a Wish.com version.
Oh, the head colonist. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
No, not the head one, just like one of the dudes that was
one of the mean ones.
What?
Yeah,
he's
sure.
like the mean colonist.
What the fuck are you all talking about? Whatever.
The head he looks like Phil Hartman. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. we're moving on. Wow.
But he's like famous. Like he's like a.
What is he in? What's he in? And then I'll care. Name me the most important thing he's been in, and then I'll give a shit.
Nika's.
I don't remember the colonist's name. What was his name in the show?
Hold on, what the fuck was this dude's? What was this episode?
My speech to text is not capable of.
Was his name? Oh man, I don't remember. Was it Heritath or was it Goshevin?
Goshevin. Oh yeah, I called him Gohan.
Okay, Goshevin is Granger Hines. Yeah, he's in Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
I didn't see that.
But that's
I didn't see that because I don't like.
What episode was this again?
I don't like.
What was this called?
It's called The Ensigns of Command. We just did the poem, Zotz.
Yeah, don't you remember the poem?
Don't you remember the sick poem from your boy John Quincy Jones Adams?
Yeah, Zotz has told me in confidence many times that John Adams is his favorite philosopher.
You know that's a goddamn lie.
But hey, I like this episode. This episode's good. This is like one of the earliest episodes that I have actively gone back and rewatched and sensing it's upcoming. Because I usually go back and watch through like typically season 4, but sometimes I go back to season 3, and this is where I start because this episode is good. I like it. I think it's really good, and even like really closely analyzing it, I think it holds up. I mean, the whole thing about Data not properly communicating the thing, I don't think that really even comes into it, because the only reason I really noticed that is because I've watched this episode dozens and fucking dozens of times. This is one of like the first good episodes of Star Trek in the period for which they are now going to be consistently good. and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring Nikatine on for this, is because this would not make my top 10 list on like anything, but my top 25 list, maybe not even then. Top 25 of just TNG, maybe this would scoot it at like the very bottom.
I'll say this for this episode, right? Like this episode has it encapsulates something about TNG that I think is really prevalent, and whether it's a good or bad thing is up to debate, but this episode is one of the few episodes in TNG that really, really pushes that lib mentality that like, we just have to defeat them in the marketplace of ideas, you guys. And if we just say the right thing, we can convince them with our ideas.
How do you not agree? Okay, hold on. How do you not agree with that when they were literally spent, like the B plot was literally fucking Picard going through like the treaty line by line to try to find and say the right thing. It's because
they have a treaty, and so they're trying to use
West Wing in space, baby,
to cleverly avoid having a military conflict. And I don't think that there's anything inherently like Libby about that, because it's not interpersonal. It's not amongst the Federation. It's in communication with these like alien corpo sludge monsters. So
the A and B plot both revolve around a character trying to just if we just say the right thing and convince them, you know.
I fully. I mean, like you're literally true, but you're not spiritually true. So this episode is more like, I mean, like, it's not even like a trolley problem kind of thing. It's just like, well, you know, they set up a cool little science fiction scenario, and then they explore it, and I think that's fine. There's not a lot you can really draw from this. I don't think it like promotes like the divinity of contract law. I think it's just
I think it does. It makes the case that contract law is the highest level you could get. It's like the most elegant win.
Is clearly demonstratively willing to fully violate the law to the point where he's perfectly willing to start a war to protect people's lives. So no, I'm fully that's not textually supported.
Also, the other thing about this episode that kind of bugs me just like a little bit is that they took what Picard knows for a fact to be the least charismatic person in his crew to go down to talk to these colonists under the guise of like, oh, there's just too much radiation. It would hurt everybody else.
That's the plot. That's what
happened. They have a cetacean deck. You don't think these people have a way of shielding themselves from radiation? Are you kidding me?
They don't. And you know why I know that? It's because they say it in the episode. you know, I know that that's the case. It's because they say it in the episode. What
are they planning on? If these people are so radioactive, then what do they think they're going to do when they get them on the ship? When they get them on the Enterprise? How is this evacuation going to work when these people are so radioactive?
Because you can much more easily bring them to a place that's not radioactive.
Can you?
Yes, of course. Yeah, they demonstrated that they can land a ship there. They just can't transport people there. Easy, simple. Okay. Like your criticism is essentially just the plot of the necessity of the plot of the show. Like, yes, sure. If they were able to get Troy or Riker down there, they would have. But they gotta send Data. That's the drama of the episode.
But the other thing about it. Hang on. The other thing is that they could have sent Riker and Troy,
no,
but they didn't. But wait. But even though they sent Data, they let Data call home, and they didn't bother to put like the colonists on the phone either. They didn't want the colonists to talk to Riker or anybody else. Well, they sent their ChatGPT Roomba to go negotiate on their behalf, and these people were rightfully upset.
I was talking about Mark.
No, Zod. I was talking about Mark L. Taylor. When there's someone who's like not going to listen to you and like upset with you, then if you come up to them and you hand them your phone, it's like, talk to this person and you'll believe me. Just talk to this person. Here's my phone. Talk to them and you'll believe everything I'm saying. Here you go. No, Nick, I don't think that's reasonable. Just hand them the phone. No.
If I was one of these colonists who'd been on this planet for generations, I feel like they have a little bit of a right to be a little bit miffed that the Federation, the big scary Federation, sent the Roomba to come get us.
That's not disputed. They have every right to be indignant, but they're on a time limit. Okay, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of the episode. See, there's this little obscure plot that's utilized sometimes in storytelling. It's called a ticking clock. Are you
Stop it!
That's the joke.
I was talking about Mark L. Taylor. He was in like a bunch of shit. He's like a
oh my god, he's in so much stuff. You sent me the IMDb. He's in everything, dude.
Yeah, he always plays like a.
He was in Darkwing Duck.
Like a nerdy dude, but like a skeevy nerdy dude.
He's in Doogie Howser. He's in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, he's like in everything. He's fucking everywhere, but like never like a lead role, just like
just like a skeevy nerdy dude.
Yeah, a skeevy nerdy dude. Yeah.
He's in NCIS. Is he still around? Oh, he is. He was in an NCIS episode this year.
He's probably not that old. He's probably like 70, like 60, 70, probably around there. Am I right?
Whoa.
Younger than the average of our Congress, than the average.
Whoa! He was in Homeward Bound.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen it.
Homeward Bound? Oh, that's okay.
So this episode's good. I recommend it.
This episode is a solid, like, mediocre for me.
Put this one on your watch list. It's good. It doesn't do anything like truly like special or meaningful. It's not an Inner Light. It's not like a Darmok.
It has nothing. It has nothing to say about much of anything. Like you can try to like I was like trying this. It's not egregious in a lot of the other ones. It's definitely no first season fucking TNG, but like it definitely like leaves out like a lot of like what I would like to bitch about.
I'm gonna also disagree with that it's mediocre, because like the script writing is like good. It's like the script writing is like actually good. There's a lot of scene. There's a lot of lines.
There are some good lines.
It's tight. It's really well structured. No, this is.
I'm gonna piss Eric off right now. I'm gonna piss Eric off right now because all those one-liners are very Marvel-esque.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
That was the stun setting. This is not.
Yeah. I don't have time for a million questions. He's
right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, right.
A Marvel-esque line would have been like, I don't even. Oh my god!
You guys want to hear a fun fact?
A Marvel-esque line would have been like Picard going onto the Shellyak ship and then him going like, "Oh, it's pretty dark in here, isn't it?" Has someone tried turning on a light in this place? That's a Marvel line, okay? All right. This has good tight script writing. It's funny. The screenplay is good.
To Eric's point, it actually is a really well structured script. It's really well paced, and it does feel like a solid.
It's watchable.
It's a solid episode. It doesn't do anything like Zot said. It doesn't do anything like extraordinary. It doesn't say anything important, but it's a solid episode. And like I mean, if you like those courtroom episodes, TNG is like infamous for these like courtroom episodes every so often. Every season almost gets one, and this is the courtroom episode for this season.
I'd say it's more like a very soft bureaucratic horror. It's a bureaucratic horror. It's like, imagine
there was nothing spooky in this.
So Star Trek at its core is a horror show, and then the TV.
Explain yourself, Eric.
And the original series was much more like this, where was much more like horror focused in many ways, but the core
of a bunch of like fur balls.
The core of Zot, you don't know what we're talking about. The core of
I don't. That's why I'm asking for clarification.
They're called furries.
I don't know what you're talking about. Listen, the core of Star Trek is there's some horrifying problem out here in space that they have to figure out a way to fix, and then they try to and then you get a little bit of the competence porn in the ways that they like try to navigate around the situation, and that's satisfying.
Tribbles.
And this is Star Trek, and that's Star Trek. There's some sort of horrible situation that they have to deal with, and then they do, and you feel good that they did. Man, and that's Star Trek. And this episode, I think, in that way, is peak Star Trek. But we could go back and forth for a very long time on this one. Clearly, but we're a little bit over already.
Measure of man.
I don't even. I'm not. I can't. I can't. I'm the biggest. The thing that I'm dreading most in my future is like, besides death, is when we get to the inner light and we have Kira and Jesse on, and I hear they have a hot take about the inner light that enrages me even thinking about it, and I know we have to do it, and I'm dreading it so much, and I feel like that kind of right now already, and so I'm sorry, what were we saying? Were you saying something?
Me?
Was I gonna?
Nika?
No.
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm going deaf. I was
just laughing because I didn't realize this was your favorite episode.
It's not that it's my favorite episode. Is that I liked this episode and well, I'm not gonna be mean, but y'all were saying some stupid shit. I
have one more fact about this episode. I got one more factoid.
Okay.
The factoid is that during the filming, when they were filming this episode, the Dalai Lama came and visited.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's pictures with Brent Spiner with the Dalai Lama. And it was during this episode that occurred.
Eric, can you find that picture? Put it up right here. Here's the Dalai Lama and Data right here. Check it out.
Oh, no. Why? No. Oh, God.
Wait, what are you complaining about, Zot?
Do you not know? Oh, I gotta send you the horrors about the Dalai Lama.
I know the stuff with the... Wait, okay, which Dalai Lama was it? Was it like the real Dalai Lama, or was it the fake Dalai Lama?
What?
No, we have to rate the episode. Zots.
This is the picture. I'm sending it to you. It's on set. It's on the set of this episode that this occurred. It's to Zots, and here's to you.
Sorry. You've been DMing me a lot of links. I'm sorry. I do not have notifications on. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at him.
It's like his whole entourage too.
It's the whole gang, and just Data's there.
Gang's all here. Do you think the Dalai Lama did the Vulcan thing? It was like live long and prosper.
I think so.
Do you think Brent Spiner was like, no, that's actually a Vulcan? Oh, it's fine.
Hey, Zots. out of 15,000 to be murdered colonists, what do you rate this episode?
Like 750.
750 out of 15,000.
7,500.
Okay, that's still very low, but all right.
Seven.
7? Wait. Shit.
Seven.
Measure of a man. Fucking 3.
What? No, you don't even know your own bit. If your bit is supposed to be that you rate everything
Oh, I rated higher.
than
Oh,
you
yeah.
rated. God,
Yeah.
what am I doing here?
Good God, Zots.
I could have just started a video.
I used
instead of this podcast.
It's not my fault. Nika asked
I
me
wouldn't
a
have to
question
talk to
with
anyone.
numbers before you got here, and I pressed the chat for like a couple seconds.
Nikatine out of 7 busted Sibians from overuse. How do you rate this episode?
I give this. You said out of 7 busted Sibians.
Yeah.
Are they all busted?
Yeah. Well, no. It's
What state of repair are these Sibians? Could I repair them?
Sibians that you're willing to use to the point of breaking for this episode. Out of 7.
So I have 7 Sibians in this.
You got 7. You got. There's 7 Sibians.
So I've done something really well in this world.
You managed to afford.
I'm
7
Sibian rich.
How many? How many
Christ.
are you busting up in order for the?
I'm probably only busting maybe like 3 out of the 7 Sibians for this episode.
7.
Yeah, 3 out of 7 Sibians.
I also feel like it's way too low, but that's fine. All right, someone give me one.
Out of I got nothing. I got nothing. You want to take a whack at it, Nika? You've never done one of these before.
Yeah. If you, how many Chat GPT enabled Roombas would you rate this episode? Out of if you had access to like to 10 Chat GPT enabled Roombas, how many of those would you rate this episode?
I want to start my rating with an admission that this bit is just to make me feel better at my improv skills when everyone else is put on the spot. But I know it's coming because it's me doing it, so I can seem great put together in comparison. Hey Eric, remember to cut that out. Out of 10 ChatGPT stable diffusion powered Roombas, I'll give it a 7. It's good. It's 7 under a 7, and then in parentheses good.
But they're all watching a pot boil in a room, and Picard comes in behind them and is like, "What are you doing, ChatGPT enabled Roomba?" And it goes, "I'm watching the pot to see if it boils."
Chasha Yar comes to sickbay one day and he's like, I know this is protocol. I'll talk about this. I just want to make sure that I'm like, gonna be like all right down there. I fucked the Roomba the other and that's Left Trek, folks. Ba, 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 ba.